Look at this bike. Gorgeous. Love it. So yeah, we're off on a little ride today. Another quest for a pen, as usual. Hopefully we'll remedy that situation soon. Freaking Benjamin. I'm gonna have to get gas. Debating stopping off on the way there. I think that's the move. That's probably the move. Let's move up. Let's get out of here. First ride after the oil change. After all that jazz. Everything's a little tacky, which feels good. Even my grips, my rubber stuff, it all feels like it's got some good grip right now. And I like that. I like that quite a bit. Just gotta get the mirrors properly adjusted so they're feeling good. I think that's where I want them to be. I'm trying to work on my braking into and out of corners, trying to preload that front shock a little bit. Get a little bit more grip and traction. Mirrors are nice and clear after a clean like that. Wow, maybe how much difference it makes. Get into that road. Get up to speed. Alright, yeah, so it's been cold the past couple of days, but I've got a couple of days of nice weather ahead of me. I might plan a little photo shoot. Either, I'm thinking tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be a good bet. It's going to be a little bit of cloud cover, but I'm not sure about the rain. That's the one thing that we need to kind of pay attention to is the weather there. But if it does work out, we're going to bring out the flash units. We're going to set up. We're going to drive out with the truck and the bike, and I'll ride out on the bike just so it's nice and easy. Maybe we can even get a couple shots of me in the my whole outfit. But we're going to be using this as example material to show to motorcycle owners and car owners at an upcoming car event. Basically, we got hired for May 5th at Steel Stacks to do some photography, and so yeah, we're going to be there. Check us out. Join us May 5th, Steel Stacks, Bethlehem. We're gonna hop into the gas station. There we go. Beautiful. Alrighty. Where we at? $7.79. Oh, Lord. I know, I make the same joke every time. I can't help it. Back on the road, on the journey for the pen. Got some good music in. I'm loving that we can do these vlogs and just kind of chat, chill, hang out, ride the bike a little bit, learn some new things. Like my big thing is, as I mentioned before, was starting to learn to kind of brake into and around corners rather than just using engine brakes. That's been my kind of go-to. Like letting the engine sort of slow me down, but you get a little bit more control when you're still on the throttle just a little. You're powering forward, but you're also resisting at the same time with the brakes. It's like trail braking, you know? So you're trail braking, you preload your front shocks a little bit, and then kind of push around the corner. And that's felt a lot nicer to me. That's a little smoother. I don't know, it's just been working out nice. So I'm going to be trying that a little bit more, try to maintain a little bit more control on my throttle handle. And I want to do some more research because I started doing that sort of, and I'm not sure if the technique is completely sound, basically. That's what I'm saying is I'm not completely confident in my my abilities yet, but like here I'm braking a little bit of front brake, push through, let go of the front brake as I roll up on the throttle a bit, a little bit of back brake at the same time, but I was able to stay in third gear, not have to go all the way down to second to pull my momentum down, and then also not, you know, braking and slowing down without a rear light coming on, because when you're engine braking, you have no lights on. So what I've been doing is I'll engine brake and just gently touch my, like, I know there's a little bit of play in my rear brake, so I sort of use that play area because that activates the rear brake light. When you just tap into that play area, it doesn't quite actually activate the brake yet, which I'm not sure is such a good thing. I'm curious if that's like, if it actually should be something that's like you tap it and it brakes. You know, there's no play in there. Like, you want a little bit of play in your clutch. You know, you don't want it to grip right away. You want to be able to hold it a little bit, right? So, like here, we don't really need trail braking, but up here, as we start to get through, I'm going to load my front brake just a touch, resist a little bit to get a little bit of traction around there without having to actually roll off the throttle. And now correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I would love to know. This is all just, this is sort of my amalgamation of information from YouTube and from when I was riding when I was younger. But, you know, I'm by no means like a very seasoned road motorcyclist, which I think makes a huge difference. Like, for instance, I'm going to switch back to fifth gear because we're a little too low in the gear range right now. Big pothole there. Gotta keep an eye out on these PA roads. Crazy around here. Very good. It looks like we're good from behind. Nobody coming up. Guy's not going wide. Thank you. I'm checking that because up here we have a split. People always rip right around here and just go to town, right? So I'm going to try and avoid that a little bit. There's that fifth gear slip. Love it. As soon as we start going up a hill. So I'm going to pop down into fourth gear. There we go. Barely avoided that pothole. And we're still checking those mirrors, because as we get up here, people are known to rip through this area once again. There we go, get up into fifth. Alrighty. Look at this beautiful, beautiful day. Just gorgeous out here. It's lovely countryside. So I've got, I pulled a layer back. I took off the kind of mid layer that I was wearing. I would do Under Armour and then a fleece sweater, kind of turtleneck situation. And that turtleneck was doing a pretty good job keeping me warm, but it wasn't a source of heat. So instead I got one of those neoprene vests that has like wiring running throughout it, and it's a little electric heated vest. And I think it's been doing pretty good because I feel about as warm as I would with that vest on, but it's much less cumbersome, you know, so I'm a little bit more free to move around. My arms are a little colder because there's no long sleeves to it, but the rest of the heat, I think it's moving through my body. It's like my blood's circulating through my body and transferring that heat like a liquid cooling system, you know? So it does seem to be working. And I can't wait to get that new clutch in. I did call Blackman's. I got in touch with them again, and they said they're still waiting on a couple of parts. they got the actual clutch assembly in, but apparently there's something else that they're waiting for, which I did not know about, but whatever. But yeah, we're gonna have it at least oil changed, clean, new crush washers, all that stuff, when we bring it in there next time. So at least it's not going to be in any sort of rough state. Got the heated gloves and the heated vest doing their work. Got some thicker socks on today. And it's only about 45 degrees out, so it's not super cold. So I think we're giving that vest and the gloves kind of their best chance. They're both on low right now, so they should last like 10 to 12 hours or something in that state, which is crazy. I'm not gonna be doing any trips quite that long. I wouldn't do that to all y'all. But yeah, at least not anytime soon. I would definitely do that to all y'all, but I would have to have a reason. So yeah, we got an exciting week kind of packed up ahead. We're going to be doing that photo shoot as soon as we can. We got nice weather and nighttime. Maybe even if the moon's out, like that'd be real nice. Use that as a backdrop element. Here's nobody go, here's nobody go, then go, then go, then go. You get a different sense of living with them when you're riding a motorcycle, you know? It's more like, it's more like, I kind of fucked up on I was trying to brake and do the gears down at the same time, and it just sort of, no, don't do that. That didn't feel good. It was like too much at once. My right hand was trying to do three things. Hold the throttle, squeeze the front brake, and roll the throttle at the same time and just blip it. I mean, so yeah, maybe just on straight lines like that, we'll do the engine braking. Come on. Beautiful. Yeah, no, we got some nice roads to ride on. The roads themselves aren't that great, but the views are nice. We got some good countryside around here. Oh, and toy horses, what do you know? What's up? Got them meanies. Sit back a little bit. That feels nice. I don't have the saddlebags on today. I took them off to do the clean of the bike, and I just kind of have been enjoying it so much that I kept them off. So yeah, there's that. But at the same time, every now and then I'm gonna need that space. I don't have my my tire pump with me, which has got me literally feeling like, okay, this is gonna be the one time that we need the tire pump. You know, of course, the one time you don't have it is when you need it. But that hopefully won't be the case. Thank you for not killing me. Beautiful. There's that trail braking. second time, but I was doing it, I swear. Alrighty, yeah, and this is one of my favorite pen stores. So if you're thinking about it, definitely come on out here. Stop out. They have CBD and THC Delta 8, which is legal in Pennsylvania. It will show up on drug tests if you have mandated drug tests, but you can also request a special one that works just for that. I kind of downshifted a little too early there, but you know, we do our thing. Go ahead. All right. Yeah, so right here, CBD American Shaman. They might show up as Lehigh Valley CBD if you're looking on Google Maps. But yeah, they've been a very nice local provider. They're very good with their information, and they're also good with where they source things. So, you know, if you're ever thinking about it, definitely stop in. They got flower, tinctures, oil, they have edible, they have all kinds of stuff like that. So it's definitely worth a check out. Anyway, I'm gonna hop in there right now. I'm gonna grab a couple pens, and I'll be out afterwards. Peace. Whew. All right, intercooler's going, ready to rock and roll. Let's hit the road. Good. Dead halfway down. All right. Okay, nice and warm. We're gonna take a little different route than we've taken the last couple of times. Head back this way. I wish this helmet had a second pull tab up here. It'd be real nice. We are fine either way. Did a weird thing on the clutch there. All right, we're back on the road. A little bit of traffic this way, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna hang out, chill, have a good time. There's a lot of beautiful roads around here. We can take some detours, take some side routes, and we'll have a good time. I actually have some ideas for some routes that we could go on. Now we're gonna get up this big old hill. Sudden random slowdowns, you know, normal stuff, normal roadside plebeian stuff. Cager, plebeian, your average plebeian cager stuff. Silly cagers. Yeah, check this place out. They got some weird stuff going on, that's for sure. I've seen them doing like motocross jumps over that and stuff. Flying with four-wheelers, dirt bikes, all kinds of crazy business. Looks like a ton of fun though. Just hope they don't get hurt. So this is interesting. This the vest is like almost enough to make me sweat. Like almost enough. And I think it's just retained heat from that first setup. How are we all the way back to here? Oh, that was close. I'm gonna make a left up here. Beautiful. Woo! Nice. Oh man, I love these back roads. They're just so much more fun than running on the highway. I think that's why I chose a naked bike. I think I knew deep down that I was more about cornering, rolling around S-curves and stuff like that than I really was about like going super fast, piss missile in one direction. That's fun and all. Not that I've really done it that much, but I'd probably be more scared than anything, you know? Like I don't really want like 180, 150 miles an hour. I don't need that shit. That's crazy. And hey, if that's your bag, that's your bag. Do your thing, but be careful. Be careful out there. Watch out for yourself. Watch out for other drivers. Ride like you're invisible. Do all that jazz. Keep yourself protected. And then let's talk about 150 miles an hour. Good. Okay, we're gonna go up to blue. A little bit more heat out of this puppy. Looks like we're stuck behind a tractor that's hauling ass. Or is that someone towing a tractor? Okay, that makes more sense. I was very concerned for a second there. Nice person. Early signal, all that stuff. It was very kind of them. They're moving over. Give her a little peace sign. Thank you. You know, we're actually gonna slow down. We're gonna make the turn here. I gotta get better at my, ooh. Yeah, so this road's a little gravelly. I'm gonna be careful on this one. This is a road that I've run down, or ridden down, I should say, many, 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 many times. Oh, my glove heaters are off. There we go. Woo. So yeah, and we used to get down past this point. This was kind of like the point that we really wanted to like hit. Was like being able to roll all the way down the hill on our little Razor scooters. Probably probably hitting like 35, 40 miles an hour. Like we were ripping, but getting around this corner, that was hard. Because like all that stuff before that's like flatland. So like you'd get going real fast, and then you'd end up on that flat spot and you just kind of roll. But half the time you'd get going so fast on the, this is the crazy part, you'd get going so fast on the downhill portion that your bearings would start to melt through the plastic housing, because it's all like urethane and stuff, and so it would literally just burn right through it, and you'd see the smoke, you'd smell it out in your like under your feet as you're trying to hold the brake just a little bit, like just tap it every now and then. But you're like, oh my god, it was insane. Yeah, it's real gravelly in there. I felt that slipping as I was going around the corner. Holy. Yeah, we're taking that slow. I'm gonna double check, make sure my back tire isn't goofy or something like that. There we go. Used to run these roads all the time. Great area to drive through. Lots of fun. And it's not too like crazy. Like there's not a ton of traffic. At least there wasn't back in the day when I was like learning how to drive, right? Used to be an abandoned house down here. If you made a right after this next hill. Right down there. I think we rode down there the one day in the bike. Might be on the 360 camera and not so much on the other one. Might also have been on a live stream, honestly. I'm not exactly sure, but here's another beautiful road. Look at this. Just gorgeous around here. These little pockets of like kind of country farmland. It's just beautiful. Like, how can you say no to that? Come on. Just insane. Yeah, I moved out of the area for a good probably 10, 15 years total. It's nice to be back. This is a good area. There's a lot of good people around here, and there's a lot of good you know, businesses, areas to live. Like, we really do, like, we're fortunate for what we have here. Let's ride through the back rooms a little bit. This area is a little bit weird. It's interesting. I'll show it to you. I think you'll see what I mean. Where you get back into here, and all of a sudden, it's like the back rooms. I don't know how to describe it. It's like very eerie, like little tiny neighborhood where there's not a lot of cars and stuff. Like, especially when you go down that road. I didn't want to go down there just because I saw like family walking their dog. I'm not trying to scare any dogs. But they look like they were having a nice Sunday. But you see what I mean? Where it's just like row homes that are all, not row homes, but like single family homes that are really kind of similar. Like, there's obviously options that you can get with them, but this was all developed by one group. And it's because some people that lived in this area, basically they bought up a whole bunch of plots of land, and they were kind of promising people around here that, like, no, we're going to keep it farmland, it's going to be all nice and quiet, we're going to keep it quiet. And then as soon as they had, like, every plot in the area, there were, like, 2 or 3 plots that were never going to sell. Ooh. Down. 2 or 3 plots that were never going to sell. Let's go up here. But the rest of it once they got their hands on that, they basically just sold it all to a developing company that was owned by one of their friends. That developing company then turned around and, well, I guess they partnered with them, but they went around and they like sold all these different places. There's nice families around this area. Like, it's a beautiful area, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just a little bit uncanny almost. Like, it's very, yeah, it's very interesting. Hello, doggo. Hello. You're very cute. I know, you're very scary too. Ooh, so scary. So this is interesting. This just kind of goes up here. Alright, so I'm going to make a little turn around here. Gonna hang left. And I think we can get out of here. But yeah, interesting little area. It's just sort of like this weird little back rooms sort of area. Oh, and everybody waves to each other. It's like, woo. It's like, I grew up in an area like this, so like I'm not surprised at all by it. But it's definitely like odd in a way. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's got that sort of like backroom vibe. Oh, I did want to. Okay, I can do that up here. There's a little park that I can pull into, kind of check my back tire. I just want to make sure everything's all right before I go on too much. And then I can also warm up my gloves. My hands are starting to get a little cold. But yeah, we're going to have a nice little ride on the way back. And I think for that portion, we might turn it into a little bit of a listening ride. I'll put on some music. We can all chill. Someone's coming through that intersection a little too fast. I did not want to stay in their way. Alright. So we'll come around here. Like that. Alright. Warm up the gloves a little bit. Get that red light going, cool. Stand down. I'll make sure everything's alright. Yeah, back tire seems fine. Alright. I don't really know what it was that I was feeling there. Could have just been my fat butt on this thing. Alright, let's hit the road. Yeah, this is kind of a cool little park over here. Actually, I'll show you around. So you come up here, and there's this is the weird part, is like there's this road that comes through, and then it's just sort of like an open field on the back end of it. But there's like a little pagoda, like a dog walking path, and they tell you like you can take the dog walking path, but I'm honestly not sure how you get down there without going right in and like trespassing in that area. I think it's you go down and then you walk down right, and then you can do the loop around the lake there. Whew, I'm out of breath. Jesus Christ. I'm talking too damn much. Alright. Yeah, so let's head back on the road. But this is an interesting little park. And then you'll see up in that earlier area that we were in, they got the porta potty, they got the baseball diamond, they got the little walking loop, little paved walking loop, which I do really think should be dirt just for the sake of maintenance. There's going to be too much tax money going towards the maintenance of that blacktop. And then also the fact that it's not really great for your feet to be walking on pavement all the time. There's a lot of like older folks that walk around there. Probably don't need the bursitis. it's tough to see around that next corner, that next bend of that road. People come flying down that road like 10, 15, 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, which is already fairly fast. It's like a 45-mile-an-hour zone there, and it's like people are pulling out of a residential area, so it's like, I don't think it's the best. This is part of a highway, right? Like an old country highway thing, you know? So it's got that older, faster speed limit because it used to just be a road with no residential directly off of it. There'd be, side roads and stuff like that, but now there's like neighborhoods mashed up against it. It goes through neighborhoods. Like there's a particular one. Okay. Interesting. Just walked straight across, like they looked right at me and then walked right across the road. Did not bother to see how fast I was going, which was right around the speed limit. Again, this is 45. Might even be 50 on this in this area, but yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're still in that region. That's all uncanny valley, homes, all that stuff. It's very interesting. Bus is going that way, we're gonna go a different direction. Take a little bit different ride home. We'll see what y'all think. There's so many like nice routes around here. See where this takes us. Yeah, what I've been doing on these rides lately is just sort of heading the general direction and then through familiar areas. So like there's a lot of areas around this, like this is an area called the Lehigh Valley, and there's a lot of spots that I've lived in the Lehigh Valley. We can go out to Allentown, Bethlehem, we can go to Hazleton, we can go to sort of the NEPA area, but down here in the Lehigh Valley, there's a lot of spots where I've lived, Nutropoli. So we're all over the place, and we're about a half hour out from like wherever I end up showing you where we're going. But that's why I'm so familiar with this area. I did grow up around here. So all these roads I've ridden, like this road in particular, I used to take to high school. Like this was my high school route. My morning zip to school in 10 minutes or less, even though it was a 15-minute ride. And no, I did not do that on a motorcycle. I used to just do that in a Hyundai Santa Fe. Not the smartest plan. It's a tippy vehicle, but I guess I kept it within its means. It didn't go too hard. And it was a fun vehicle to drive still. It wasn't like turbo or anything crazy. It's the same engine as the Tiburon. So if you're familiar with that car, I think it was a 2006, 2007 maybe? 2004? I don't know. Who the hell knows at this point? But yeah, it was a Santa Fe. A lot of fun. Had that Tiptronic where you just bump over to manual, bump forward, bump down. No clutch, no anything like that, but ton of fun to drive. Gave you a little bit of a simulation of manual, and it wasn't a car that I chose either. It was just a family car that I was given access to. My brother went off to school in foreign lands, and they weren't shipping a car over there for him, so let's continue on the school route. Man, this is like there's like a historical society that works out of there. What the hell are you doing? Okay. Sure. Do you, babaloo? All right, yeah. So this was part of my route to school when I was a kid. You know, we'd hop in the car like 15 minutes before school was out. We'd realize we'd forgotten something, run inside, grab our flip cell phone or whatever that was still on the charger because we weren't used to using it all the time like we are now. Man, this road is awful. Yeah, only if you were riding the bus would you really bring a CD player or music player with you because you weren't allowed to listen to them in school. You get in trouble just for having earbuds in even. And this was mostly before the time of earbuds. So like, it's a situation where most kids didn't have earbuds. So sometimes when someone would have like a, you know, like longer hair, especially like the metalhead kids that I was hanging out with, one of them would have like longer hair or something like that. And then, I got going a little fast for that. All right. One of them would have longer hair and they'd have one of those like iPod earbud headphones. When the iPods came out, that's when those started to get kind of like popular, right? And so they'd be able to hide those. They'd put them up the back of their shirt. So they'd have a wire running through their entire jacket or sweater or whatever. And then it was, you know, you're not allowed to have hoodies on because kids can hide their headphones in there. And like, it's okay, all right. Not allowed to have hats on. Like, it just like went out the window and it kind of really sucked at the time. And I know that nowadays we're dealing with different things and you know, in schools the technology is way different, but at the time it was just really frustrating because like there were a lot of students that had a hard time paying attention, had a lot of energy. I wasn't one of the ones that had a lot of energy, but I had a real hard time paying attention when it came to high school. I was like passing out constantly. I was always really sore too because I was doing tons of like yard work after school. I'd go over and I'd do like mulching for people, stuff like that. So I'd just be in school, passing out on my desk all the time. Like there were a lot of kids here that grew up on farms too. So it's like, it's just not the greatest area for like, hey, let's go to school at 7:30 in the morning and then leave at 3:30 and then, you know, expect that these kids are going to be completely fine throughout the entire day. And we'll give them like a super high carb lunch and just see what happens. Like there was always bread. It was like pizza or a sandwich of some sort. Like it was just not super conducive. And it was like before we knew a lot of that stuff, but we knew it still. Like we knew that those were having that effect on us. Riding past all the old classmates that passed away today. That's another spot. That's Shawnee's passed away there. I think there were other students that were like right behind her at the time too. It was a really rough situation. Anyway, sorry, just thinking about people I knew. A lot of memories in this area, you know, brings back a lot of stuff. It's hard to kind of get away from, but yeah, as you can tell, you know, as I take my old school route, it reminds me of a lot of stuff, a lot of things that I used to struggle with. You know, I think the biggest thing was just paying attention in school. You know, it just didn't do the thing for me. You know, I wasn't excited about what we were learning, so I didn't pay attention at all. And it was not a choice. That's what I think a lot of people misunderstand when I talk about ADHD, is that it sounds like, you know, like people will say that like, oh, you know, you're just need discipline, or you're being lazy, or you're X, Y, or Z. And like, yeah, diet has something to do with it. Yeah, effort does have something to do with it, but that's got to be less than 10% of the issue, because I have tried everything. I've gone through, you know, very intense, like years of intense martial arts training and meditation, and I've done yoga for years. I did all of this stuff, like all of the holistic stuff that you could think of, to try and curb my attention deficit, right? And just be able to like work a normal job, be able to pay attention in school, all that stuff. To the point where like in college, I just started self-medicating. You know, I was on Adderall and all that stuff. I was prescribed that, but it really did not work for me. It was really messing me up physically. Like I was getting kidney problems. I was getting all kinds of issues because I would take it and then I'd forget to eat. And I would end up, you know, just having Adderall on an empty stomach, which is awful for you. Like it's a dextroamphetamine. So that means it's basically methamphetamine, but derived from sugar instead of, what's the active ingredient? It's the stuff that's in pseudoephedrine. Yeah, so like, it's not that great for you when you're taking it without anything else in your stomach. It actually says take with a meal, but the problem was that you'd get onto this higher dosage. I was on 60 milligrams XR, which is like at the time the highest that they offered. And I've heard of like 120 milligrams, like some real high numbers for milligrams for Adderall before, but I think those are not the extended release. The extended release was for people who didn't have hyperactivity, and it would just juice you throughout the whole day, and you'd just be like locked in, buzzing, and then you'd realize afterwards, holy, I am so hungry, I haven't eaten all day long. It was just wild, but yeah, you know, sometimes that's the way things go. So yeah, that's been an interesting journey. I'm still kind of dealing with it, you know. It's affected my work life all the way through, and just sort of stopping cold turkey in college and then switching to cannabis as my you know, coping mechanism is just not, it's not going to do it forever. It's not going to do the trick, and especially because only Delta 8 is legal here in Pennsylvania. It's an issue where they just don't have the thing that I need. All right, and there it is, Northwestern Lehigh. It's way more built up than I remember it, but, you know, sign of the times. Place gets updated and all that stuff right after we leave, of course, you know. They get all kinds of tech packages and government grants because we did so damn good in school. I like to think it's our fault, but, you know, who knows. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. You know, I'd love it if you stuck around for this long. If you'd like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. It really does help out these smaller channels. And every time I post a video, I am going to be putting in the description, like when I get it edited, how many subscribers are on the channel. So yeah, I would love to keep growing that number and see your name join the ranks. Love to check out your channel too, because anytime someone subscribes, I always check out their page, you know. And if it's something that interests me, if it's content that I like, anything like that, then I'll follow back. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of this ride. We're gonna cruise around just a little bit. Peace. Roll through New Chipotle.